Hello, First Lutheran. It is so exciting to be with you today. We are going to be starting indoor worship coming up on October 11th. It's a Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning. I know that that's not your worship time necessarily, traditionally, but we're trying to try something brand new and also at the same time keep each other safe. And so what we wanted to do is we wanted to give you a preview of what to expect when you come so you're not surprised. So one of the very first things on October 11th at 10 o'clock in the morning is we would like to invite you to come to indoor worship, and we are requiring that you wear one of these masks. Now, it could be a mask that somebody has made for you, or it could be a mask that you have purchased someplace. But we really are requiring you wear it the whole entire time you're here. Not just as you're walking in or walking out, but while you're sitting down throughout the whole worship service. So if that is a struggle for you, we invite you to then use our online form of worship, which we are continuing. And you can find that at firstlc.org. Now, when you come to worship, what'll happen is you'll see some markers on the ground, and we ask that you wait to a greeter will let you know when it's safe to come in. So there'll be a greeter here who is like this fellow right next to me right here, who will be kind of guiding and directing the outdoor time out here so that we're not having everybody come in at the same time. And there'll be markers on the ground that are 6 feet away from each other so that you'll know where to stand and where to keep your distance from each other. So as you come into the worship space, you're going to first notice that things are different. And there'll be someone to greet you at a table here, but Pastor Dwayne will take you and lead you into that next section.
If you happen to forget bringing your mask, we have a few here. We have a limited supply, but we have adult and children's masks. So please feel free to use those. Also, then there'll be communion cups here, and you can just pick up your wafer and communion cup. And then we'll move on to the hand sanitizer. Just a little bit here. Rub it in good. And then we ask you to move on to the person here who will be videotaping you, and you state your family's name and phone number. This is so we have a record of who is here in case we need to know that information at a later date. And this information will be kept private. We will not share that with anyone else.
So you'll notice as you come into the worship space, the seats in the narthex, the gathering area, are all kind of separated out. As well as you'll notice as we get into the sanctuary that Pastor Dwayne, you need to take your mask and put it all the way up on top of your nose.
Okay.
Yes, that keeps everything inside. There
Thank
you
you.
go. No, that's good, that's good. I'll just remind you of that every once in a while. I know it tends to slip down sometimes. You need to just lift it up. Okay, that's good. That looks good. You look good. Okay, so one of the things that you should know is that before each worship service, all of the seats and pews and high touch points, including the bathroom area, are all going to be sanitized. So, and we'll do that absolutely every week after the worship service so that you know that that's a safe place. So you'll notice as Craig and Deb came in, they came in and sat down right away. And that's really how we want you to gather in this space. You have a tradition we all do, of gathering and having some social time together, but we really would like you to change that for this COVID safe time. And we'd like you to come in and sit down right away, and please keep the chairs where they are, don't move them. If there's not enough for your group, there are bigger spaces in the sanctuary for you to spread out just a little bit more. So we want to take you in there right now to the sanctuary and show you how the pews are set up, and then we'll share with you what Pastor Dwayne and I are going to be doing up in the front. So you notice as you come into the sanctuary, there's a little bit bigger spaces in here, but they're all 6 feet apart from those that are not part of your family. We also ask that children stay with their families as well. And each of the pews are marked off for space and for safety. Some of the pews are not available, and you'll know that because there'll be a rope across, and also usually a little sign like this, and we have a variety of them. This one says, "The Lord maketh me lie down in green pastures. This is a pew, not a pasture. Please move along to the next one." So you'll see a variety of these around, and some of them are quite humorous. So as we gather in this space for our worship service, you'll notice that we will still want you to keep your mask on the whole time. We will not be singing songs or reading things back and forth like we normally do in worship. All the worship information will be on the screen, and we won't have any bulletins either. So as you notice, the pastors will look a little bit different when they're up in front. So I have my model here of the very most Reverend Pastor Dwayne, and he is sporting the face shield, and this will allow Pastor Dwayne and Pastor me the opportunity to have our microphones on and still keep a safe distance and be as COVID safe as we possibly can. For our worship service, we will not be inviting you to come up front at all, and we will not be having offering in the front of the church. You'll notice as you leave the sanctuary, we're going to have 4 different exits for you. And at each of those exits, there will be an offering plate for you to leave your offering. We really encourage you to go out a separate exit than the one that you came in. And we're going to be inviting the people that are in the narthex, the gathering area, to leave first, and then the people in the back part of the sanctuary, and then the front part, so that we're all kind of leaving at different times. So one of the very last things that we wanted to share with you is that we will not be having coffee or donut hole time, and I know that that is a grave disappointment for some of you. And we invite you to not even bring your own. You can have that at home maybe when you get there, but for right now, we won't be sharing any food together. We also encourage you to check your own pulse and perhaps your own temperature. And if you are not feeling well, or if you have a cough or the sniffles, we really encourage you to be mindful of others and to just stay home. Watch our worship online, which we are getting better at every day, thanks to Heath Ochin and Cheryl Ludinger. And we encourage you to use that form of worship as we have been doing since March. Thanks so much, and we're looking forward to seeing you as we worship together and keep each other safe.